Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the United Regional Chamber of Commerce's weekly update. We try and bring you interesting guests and interesting conversations every Wednesday. Big thank you to AACS and Dave Angel, who produces the show for us. Today, my guest is Jay Pateakos. Jay is the Vice President of Mass Development, and Mass Development is the organization that has provided a lot of the funding for some of these new projects that are going on in downtown Attleboro, as well as Jay covers the entire Southeast Mass region. So welcome, Jay Pateakos.
Hi, Jack. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it very much.
No, Jay and I have known each other for many, many years because he was a chamber guy a long time ago. Jay is also a journalist, has got a ton of experience that he brought to this role. And Jay's just going to tell us a little bit today about what mass development is, what they do, and how they've helped this community so much. So, Jay, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. So again, my name is Jay Pateakos. I'm the Vice President of Business Development for the South Region for Mass Development. Mass Development is a quasi-state finance organization. We have two sectors. One is the financing side, and one is the real estate side. I work on the financing side. We tend to help finance projects related to three sectors of the business community, any kind of manufacturing businesses, so print shops. We did a ton of breweries, probably like 30 to 35 breweries we've done across the state, and any kind of creation of a tangible good. We just financed the biggest PPE business in the state in Fall River recently. We also finance nonprofits. So any kind of refinancing of debt for nonprofit companies, purchases of commercial real estate, things of that sort, we help them out in that way. And then the third and final one, which we've been the most busiest at, is we finance apartment projects of 5 or more units. So we've got various projects going on, a lot of the gateway cities, including Attleboro. We've got a number that we finance in Brockton, New Bedford, Fall River, and Barnstable as well. So there's a lot going on this. On the other side, which Jack had referred to as well as the real estate side, that's a separate sector that we have for mass development, and they provide grants for municipalities. Attleboro and Catherine Ferrick in particular have hit a number of home runs when it comes to grants for the city of Attleboro, whether it's TDI grants. TDI is Transformative Development Initiative. Attleboro has a part-time TDI fellow hired from Mass Development that helps to increase business opportunities in a certain 5-minute walk of gateway cities. So that for Attleboro, it's downtown Attleboro. And it's something that, she has been able to secure some grants through TDI and also through regular mass development ways to, better, downtown Attleboro when it comes to she wanted to produce a DIFT district in downtown Attleboro. So she applied for funding and was awarded it. And we were able to hire a third party to help walk them through, how to get a DIFT going in the downtown area. So it's a lot of different things going on, a lot of good things to come, a lot of great grants that are coming up soon. And, we're busy financing a lot of apartment projects and manufacturing and nonprofits across the South region.
And right now, Jay, I know I am part of that TDI committee, and Catherine Ferrick has just done a phenomenal job. We've heard from you, we've heard from a couple of other agencies that we're very fortunate in Attleboro to have Catherine Ferrick because she probably is the #1 grant writer in the state. And I know that she shares the grants that she's working on with us every 2 weeks when we have our TDI partnership meeting. She's actually just secured the money, and there was a picture in yesterday's paper with the lieutenant governor and the mayor, doing the ceremonial shovel. Also with Mike Keneally, Secretary of Housing and Economic Development. But she was able to facilitate that grant that is going to put the new apartments mixed use there at 37 Union Street. Yeah, and you were part of that.
Yeah, as far as grant writers go, we have 74 communities for the South region that we deal with. So we deal with, I think it's 7 total gateway cities, and Catherine is one of the best grant writers we've seen. She is always up for a grant every round. It's kind of amazing. And the problem sometimes we have is that we try to spread the love, so to speak, the grants or money around to other communities. But for the most part, her grants are just so well done that it's tough to spread it around when you've got, such a good opportunity in Attleboro. So she has definitely been, a feather in the cap of the city in, providing grant funding. And she's great to work with. She was very proactive. She showed up at our office before we called her, which is very rare. Usually, we're reaching out to municipalities and trying to inform them what we have available for them to tap into. And she was able to proactively come, and she came to our office and asked on her own, which is pretty rare. So even from the get-go, you could tell she was something different. So it's great that Attleboro has someone like that can help with these grants for sure.
Now, to get some of the financing and things that you're the part of, and especially I know that you don't do a ton on the real estate side, but you're very, very involved in it. You don't have to be a municipality to come and talk to Mass Development, do you?
No, from my side of things with the financing, we talk to businesses. So it's all, and that's why I deal a lot with the chambers like you, that I'm business development. So I tend to talk to the businesses about what they need. 50% of what I do is pointing businesses in, a better direction. If, like, for instance, we don't finance retail operations. We don't tend to finance distribution companies. We usually don't do new businesses. So I get a lot of inquiries into this, and having owned my own business years ago, it's the toughest thing, especially when you're trying to start a business, on how to finance your business. So I tend to, push people in the right direction, whether it's Seed Corps in Taunton or whether it's a bank that, tends to help with new businesses. Or financial institutions that are there to help. So I tend to talk to the businesses. We see if it's something that we can help. Usually we try to complement the banks. We try not to take any business away from any of the banks. So we'll guarantee a portion. Say the bank only wants to do like 70% of loan to value. We can do like another 15 or 20% that provides less out of pocket for the manufacturer or nonprofit. Or the apartment developers. So it's businesses like that we talk to, and a lot of the times, if I can't help them, I can find other, places that can, which they appreciate.
Well, they appreciate very much so. I know that we've sent a couple of people your way, and you are just a huge resource. Like you said, if you or your organization, can't fulfill the needs that they're asking for, you always have an outlet. You have somebody that you can send them directly to. Pick up the phone, make a quick introduction. And I know that many of our businesses that have dealt with you are just so thankful that they have somebody to go to. We know how much red tape is involved when dealing with this. And one other thing that I need to mention is Jay meets in my office once a month. You can make an appointment with Jay to talk about your project, talk about, what he has available to you. And if he doesn't have the answer, he knows where to send them. But tell us a little bit more. You finance multifamilies. Now, is it 4 families and above, or?
Yeah, it's units. It has to be apartment rentals, because the Commonwealth has designated housing, especially apartments, as the strongest need across the state. So we tend to focus on financing any kind. So if you've got a building that you have no idea what you're going to do with, and you're thinking maybe I should make apartments out of it, that's something where we could step in and help to finance. We can either work with a bank, partner on the loan. We can finance outright if need be. We're usually not the lender of last resort, but we'll go in and help. We're a little bit more liberal than banks are as far as financing, but we try to assist where we can. In getting the financing. So it's any kind of units of 5 or more. So a lot of the people that we talk to, they've got this building, they haven't done anything in years. They're thinking of, making it into apartments, which is huge, especially in the gateway cities. I mean, we do, apartment projects across the state, and all the towns and cities. But, they focus on places like Attleboro. We have a deal going in downtown Attleboro. So it's things like that we try to target, especially when you've got these places that are near the commuter rail. We've done a lot in Brockton. We're doing a number in Fall River right now that are going to be getting the South Coast Rail probably by 2023. But it's something that we have been focusing on, trying to, up the apartment numbers because, no matter where you go, and especially on the Cape too, which we do a lot of work on, there's a lot of need for apartment rentals across the state.
Now, do you also work with affordable housing units, or is that part of, the bigger projects? Is that a requirement of some of the bigger projects?
No, I mean, we have the affordable housing component, which deals with tax credits. It gets a little bit deeper into the minutia. We have our Boston office does that through tax exempt bonds. So there's two different sides of the lending parameter. You have a tax exempt bond, which is kind of like a glorified loan, but it's 21% cheaper than if you went to a bank right now and got a loan, because the interest is tax exempt for the banks. So they pass on that savings to you. So a lot of the nonprofits take advantage of the tax exempt bonds. I would say 9 out of 10 nonprofits that are refinanced or purchasing commercial property or things like that, they go through tax exempt bonds. YMCAs have all done them. We've done 95% of the charter schools across the state, and it's all through tax exempt bonds. And then we have the lending side, which we can either guarantee a portion of the loan, or we can lend outright. So it's those two things that we help to do when it comes to financing. So the affordable housing component, that comes from our Boston office. We have someone that's a specialist when it comes to tax credits and things of that nature. Our Fall River office, which takes care of the whole South, that's who handles the market rate side. So the Attleboro one that we're doing right now is market rate. So that comes out of our Fall River office. That's what we handle. And then the affordable ones, there was one recently, it was an old roadway in right as you get into Brockton that we finance through tax exempt bonds, affordable housing, that we help to finance. That's one of the newest ones that we've done for affordable housing.
Well, Attleboro is a gateway city, and that opens us up sometimes to other programs that are not available. And Mass Development has been more than generous to us in the community of Attleboro. What other programs are available through Mass Development that your normal business owner may be interested in hearing about?
Well, there's a couple things that are upcoming. One of the things that we've been working with the city of Attleboro that they have to opt in, it's called PACE. It's Property Assessed Clean Energy. This is a energy upgrade financing that is provided not through Mass Development, but through a third party. We are the conduit for PACE, so we would help with the process, but it's any kind of energy upgrade. Say that you are a business that owns a mill building and you need new windows, you want to put solar on the roof, but you need a new roof, that could be included. All different things that can be included as energy upgrades that can go into this PACE financing. And how it works is it can be financed up to 20 years, and it's through something similar than a betterment charge on your tax bill. So you would get billed 4 times a year, whatever the tax bill comes. So that's why the municipalities have to opt in. So we're working with Attleboro to opt into this because it's a great opportunity, especially for older gateway cities like Attleboro that have a number of mills that are looking to refinance. And it's hugely beneficial to be able to finance these over 20 years. And it's something that doesn't go on your balance sheet because it stays with the building. So it's a huge plus. There's a couple other things that are coming soon. One of the things that businesses can tap into, it's year 2 of the Underutilized Properties program. This is an $8 million, and it's spread out throughout the state, an $8 million grant where businesses or municipalities take these underutilized properties and they make it into something with good public purpose. So say you take a building that's been closed for 15 or 20 years and you're going to make it into 15 apartments. This is a grant that we provide through the state. The awards went anywhere from $10,000 to close to $1 million. They're going to be announcing the grant round shortly, but it's something that's going to be starting again mid-December, and the application process is probably going to start in April. But they're going to do an expressions of interest where businesses can send us the expression of interest with the plan on what they want to do with this property, and they can get feedback from us saying this is exactly what we want for this program, or we would suggest you don't do this, or you add this to it, or something like that. So it's great suggestions for businesses. The other thing that I wanted to comment on is the co-work grants. So collaborative workspaces are basically the rage going on across the Commonwealth now, where people take these buildings and either it's one floor or multiple floors, and they make it into, little sections of workspace. And they're called co-work space or collaborative workspaces. This is also something that will be starting in mid-December again under this one-stop umbrella of the state, where developers, businesses can tap into this grant round to provide funding for these co-work spaces. So if you have a building that you think might work for a co-work space, we can provide some funding. You have to match it, so you have some skin in the game, but you can get a grant to see if it's something that might work in this building. The other part of the grant is also you can get build-out funds. So if you've got an area that works for a building and you want to build out, we can provide some funding to have that done too. So between the underutilized properties and the co-work grants that are going to be coming mid-December, it's something that businesses should definitely pay attention to. massdevelopment.com, you'll find all that.
Yeah, we could really use a co-work space down in Attleboro. There is not one close by, and especially, the last 18 months that we've all been through working from home and working remotely. It's something that hopefully we can find a building or an owner that would be willing to jump onto this program, because we could really use it down in our area.
Yeah, and we'd like to have it there's places like New Bedford that have like 4 to 5. They just were recently awarded a new one. So definitely looking to have places like Attleboro, where we haven't had that many applications to. Definitely, this isn't really based on municipality. It's more businesses. Businesses have to apply, and it could be a matter of just them not understanding, where to go. If you look under the mass development, you'll see a slide for what we offer, and you'll see grants. And that's where co-work grants are under. Underutilized properties has their own section under, what we offer. So, you start navigating around the mass development website and you can find this stuff. But it's great opportunities. It's free money that we talk about. Like I said, there's some matching. The underutilized properties, as long as you keep that property for 5 years, you don't have to pay that grant back. So that's a great opportunity for some free money. But the public purpose is key. You have to have something, we've had municipalities that have taken these old buildings and are going to make it a council on aging. That's a good public purpose. Or, taking these old buildings and make it into apartments, or a food kitchen, or something of that nature. These are the public purpose stuff that we're looking for.
Well, Jay, thank you again for coming on today. Mass development has been a huge help to the city of Attleboro and to some of the surrounding communities, because we do cover more than just Attleboro. And Jay has been a tremendous resource to not only my organization, to myself personally. He has helped this organization get out a little bit further, and we're hoping that we can bring Jay out as well. We'd like to have him talk to more of the businesses, have him get more involved, because, as he said, a lot of his programs are free money. We've just got to find the willing participants. So, Jay, any final thoughts?
No, if there's any questions, I think I do office hours at the United Regional Chamber the second Wednesday of each month, usually 10 to noon. So it's something that, you can always email me and let me know if you're coming by, or if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm always willing to help any business to get point in the right direction. So just let me know if you have any questions. And Jack's putting my email across, so I generally get back to you pretty quick. So just let me know if you need anything. And I appreciate the opportunity, Jack, very much.
Jay, again, thank you once again. I'll see you next week, actually.
All right.
No, is it 2 weeks?
It's 2 weeks. Yep.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yep. Well, folks, again, thank you very much for joining us today on the United Regional Chambers Update. We try and bring you interesting guests and hopefully With Jay's explanation today, you see where some of the money is coming from for these fabulous projects that are going on in the city of Attleboro, and we hope to bring you more guests like that. So hope everybody made it through this crazy storm. I know some don't have power, so you might have to see this on the replay that AACS does. Again, thank you once again, Dave Angel and AACS. And folks, please stay safe out there.